Howdy everyone, this is Tricia and welcome to my channel. This year I will be doing a farmhouse themed Christmas. All the supplies that I will be using will serve as a basis to show you how I put items together for my projects. I hope that they will serve as an inspiration to give you ideas on how you can put things together for your holiday decorating. And I hope that you will enjoy this whole series. And as always, to all of you, Merry Christmas. Alright everyone, today I'm going to be doing a candy cane wall decor. Now I saw this idea on Pinterest, so I challenged myself to go into the Dollar Tree and get all my supplies from there. I looked at the picture once and kept it in my head, went in there and tried to grab what I thought would recreate this particular craft that I saw. But of course I got to do a little bit of changes to it, and I'll show you what that is when I show you the supplies, and then we can get to crafting. Alright, so the first item that we're going to need is going to be this particular candy cane. These are like little grass stakes. You can stick them outside in your lawn, right into the dirt. They're from Dollar Tree, so everything here is only going to be $1. But you can find items like this in any other store. Now, I'm going to be wrapping my candy cane, so I went ahead and I got some burlap because I want them covered in burlap, and they have this burlap at the Dollar Tree. You can get some ribbon that looks like burlap, or you can just get regular ribbons. Now I got 6 candy canes, so I got one burlap or ribbon per candy cane. Now I'll probably have a little bit left over. These are 3-yard measurements, but just to be on the safe side, I got one for each one. If you do not want to do 6 of them, you can do 3 or 4, and that'll make a nice arrangement. Okay, so then I'm also going to need some ribbon for a bow and to hang some little tails on it. A little pick that maybe has some pine cones or some berries, or maybe even some little flowers if that's what you want to decorate yours with. I got this wired garland ties. I'm not really sure if I'm going to use this or if I'm going to use this garland that I also found from the Dollar Tree. It's wired and it is awesome. I love it. And then I got 3 little ornaments, a little snowflake, I got a little Santa, and then I got this little doorknob hanger that has some little bells on it. You pick the decor that you want, the colors that you want, and decide if you want to save some money. Then you don't have to wrap it, just leave your candy cane as it is, or if you want, you can go ahead and spray paint them. Alright, so let's get to crafting. Alright, before we get to crafting, let me tell you what the tools are going to be. We're going to need some glue sticks for our glue gun, scissors, wire cutters, chenille stems, or floral wire, or you could even use some of these little tie backs that you find at the Dollar Tree. That is what they look like. Okay, so the first thing we're going to do, as I said, is going to be wrapping the candy cane with some ribbon, or if you don't want to do that, leave it as is for a traditional candy cane look, or if you want to spray paint them in the colors that you are decorating, and then go ahead and do that. I'm going to be wrapping them with this particular burlap ribbon. It is a little hard to work with because these little bits keep coming off of the sides. It shreds a lot, and then I get little threads everywhere, but then I just go at the end and I trim them all off. So I suggest maybe using a wired edge or a sealed edge ribbon to do this, but it can be done with this. I've already done it, so I'll just show you what I did. Okay, so I just started off with some glue. Get that edge on there, and then just kind of at an angle start wrapping it around, and ever so often add a little bit of glue just to make sure that the ribbon or burlap, whatever you're using, is not sliding around too much. So this is basically what you want to do. Alright, I'm coming almost to the end of my wrapping here on my candy cane, and I just put a little bit more glue. I have been doing that as I rolled this around, and as you can see, lots of this is everywhere, but that's okay. I'm almost at the end, so I'm going to add some more glue. Make sure I get it on the little tip. Wrap this around nice and tight, and then you can trim it off. One more bit of glue here, and then that. Okay, so then what I did is I just went around, and any of these loose pieces of the string on the ribbon. I just trimmed them off. That's all I did. Okay. Okay, so then I also want to get a little piece. As you can see, that was 3 yards, and this is what was left over. What I did is, because I've already wrapped the other 5, whenever I had left over like this, I use this to start my next candy cane or to end it. Before I actually just started, I should say, not to end it. And I ended it with a new roll that I had opened. So I actually used 5 rolls. I had 6, and I still have this one. As a matter of fact, I still have a little bit left over from another roll that I had finished. I should have started with that before I did this one, but that's okay. I'm going to use those little scraps anyway. Okay, so what I'm doing here, I grabbed this little piece that I just cut off. So I'm just going to cut like a little square like that. And then just put some glue on the end here. Put that right on there. And then just stick it down. Okay? And then once it's, you know, dried and glued on there, then you can just trim around it nicely. Better than what I'm doing. Just like that. Trim around it. So you can get that little tip covered also. And then you could do the same thing on the bottom right here. So let's cut a little square of this first. Just like that. A little patch. Okay, so then we want to put some glue, and I'm putting some glue on the outer edge to make sure that all these bits glued down. You know, that the edge of this ribbon where it ended, all that is glued down and covering any of the candy cane that is still showing. Just going to wrap that little string. Okay, so now I want to put some on the bottom tip, and you can wrap all your candy canes and then go back and then cover the ends. You don't have to do this, okay? I'm just doing it, but it's just a nice thing to know that you can completely cover it. Okay. There we go. And that covers up that little tip. Okay, so as I said, I had already wrapped up the other 5, and here they are. I think they look awesome. They almost look like a shepherd's, what do you call those? I had the word earlier, now I forgot it. Okay, but that's what they look like to me. All right, a staff, a shepherd's staff. Okay, let's go on to our next step. All right, so we're going to start off with 3 candy canes, because remember I told you that if you didn't want to get 6, you can just use 3 or 4. I think 3 or 4 would be nice to make this particular wall decor. So just get yourself 3 to begin with, and we're going to place one of them in the middle. It doesn't matter if it's facing this way or that way. Just put it down in the middle, and then we're going to get one on the other side, and we're going to have it facing the opposite of whatever this middle one is, and just put it a little bit lower than that one, just a little bit. And then this other one, we're going to put it on the other side. That one's going to be facing the same way, so you want to make sure you put it considerably lower. You don't want to put it up too close, just a little bit lower like that. A little bit lower than this one, okay? You want to have them at different levels. So now we're going to glue them. So I'm going to put some glue between them. Let's get that little bits off. Put lots of glue between them. And then we're going to sandwich them together. Any of these little strings that are still wanting to come off, trim them off, or put a little bit of glue and glue them down. You don't want to end up with bare candy canes. Okay, so here's that one done. And I wanted this one a little bit lower. So I'm going to put some glue. Now, I'm not going to count on this glue to really hold them. So I'm going to use these what did I say they were called? I can't remember now. Well, okay, we're going to use these tie bags, sir. Yeah. I'm going to use these tie bags, or cable ties, to tie them together. And I'm going to put an arrangement somewhere around here in the middle, so I'm going to go ahead and tie them in that area. Especially if you're going to hang this out outside on your porch. You might want to put it on a mailbox even. If you have one of those mailboxes and you can have something on the post of it. Okay. I don't know what I was saying. Haha. Okay, yeah, we don't want to count on the hot glue to really last very well and hold things together, especially, you know, because it's going to have a considerable amount of weight. And when you want to hang it, wherever you're hanging it, let's say you want to put it on a post, or, you know, maybe a lamp or a post from your mailbox, you can run wire through here, underneath here, and then you can tie it onto whatever post is behind it. I'm going to end up putting something up here, a little loop, maybe some ribbon, so that I can hang it from the wall. But if you were going to tie it onto something, maybe a pillar, you know, on your porch, if you want to make several of these and just make them really simple, not too decorative, and just do 3 on each one, that would look very lovely. You can just cover all this with just a little bit of a weather resistant ribbon. Okay, so now I want to put one going down the middle right here in the front, and this is going to be facing out. So see how this is flat? This is going to be facing like that. So this is where our ties are going to come in handy again. But in order to get it to stabilize it, I'm going to put some glue. And I wanted this also at a different level. I want it somewhere between this one and this one. So right about right here. And then we can get our tie backs or chenille stems like these. Let's use that to tie this on here. There you go. I can tuck those in or trim them off. Okay, let's get another one down here to make sure it's holding on good or well enough. And now the other 2 that we have, because I have 6. Now if you're only going to do 3, again, that's it. These 3 are just fine. If you want to do 4, maybe the 4th one, you could just put it at a little bit of a slight angle. It doesn't have to come out straight. But that would make a nice arrangement just like that when you decorate it. But I've got 6, so I've got 2 more. So these 2 are going to be coming out the sides between the side one and then the one on the top. But I wanted them to be at an angle. They're not going to be flat. They're not going to be straight up. They're going to be somewhere in between. Do you see what I'm creating here? Isn't that interesting? I think it is. Okay. And of course, the ends will also be at different levels, which I thought was kind of neat. Okay, let's go ahead and tie this down as well. Alrighty, this is the fun part coming up next, because now we're going to be able to decorate our candy cane. Look at how beautiful that is. I find it to be lovely. You might find it to be lovely if you painted them in the color that you're decorating your home in, or maybe in the ribbon that you like. Okay, so I have a choice to use these wired garland ties. These are awesome. They're just like chenille stems, okay? But instead of having this little fuzzy bit on them, they have this pine bit. Let's put it aside because I do like this garland. And this is what I'm going to do. Find the end first. Haha. Okay, so here's the garland. And I'm going to put some garland going straight down. Right about where all this wires start, right here. And just a bit past that. So I'm going to say this is about, let me measure this actually. I think I have something here. I'm going to say 18 inches. My ruler's 18 inches. And I'm going to cut it right there. Actually, no, I'm going to fold it in half, bring it together, and let's do a third line. And I'm going to cut it right there. Okay. And then you can kind of twist these up a little bit because, you know what, it makes it nice and fuller that way. And now we're going to glue this right down the middle. So we're going to need lots of glue. Now I was saying that the hot glue is not very good with standing out in the heat, but something light being glued onto it, it'll be fine. But otherwise, get some good E6000 or use a Gorilla Glue on your hot glue gun if you're going to be putting this outdoors. Indoors, it doesn't really matter. I'm going to put this under a covered porch, so I'm not going to worry because it's only going to be out there for a little bit, you know, for the holidays. What I'm trying to do is I'm trying to create a swag look on here. So I'm going to take some more of this and I'm going to go around this way, about halfway down this other side. Okay, so that particular length, I'm going to do it again 3 times. And then I'm going to trim it. And this garland is only $1 and it's what, 15 feet I think it said? 15 feet of garland. Can you see that? The 15? Little corner right there. 15 feet of garland. And now we're going to twist them together just so that they kind of stay in a little group. This bit, I'm just going to glue it down just a little bit. There we go. Looking pretty. Alright, then we're going to fold this one in half. Can you see what I'm doing? I'm just kind of squishing it in there because I want to shape this. Okay, so now I want to put some glue up here on the top, where I want it to glue down really well. With lots of glue. If you have yourself a big glue gun instead of this little mini one, that's better, because that'll help you get more glue out. Okay, and then I'm just going to put some glue along the sides here. I'm not going to worry about the ends. They can, you know, kind of spread out a little bit. That's fine. Alright, so I'm just putting some glue. Putting some glue on this side here. Right in here. And then that can be glued down. Okay, and just hold it so that it sticks. Let me put some over here because I changed my mind. I decided I need that to stay on there. Okay. Alright, I've put garland down on my candy canes here, and now I'm going to go ahead and decorate my swag on my candy cane arrangement, my wall decor, my wall hanging, whatever you want to call it. I'm going to put a strip of this burlap ribbon running down the front. And I'm going to cut the little ends here, like so. See that? Okay. So I'm going to put some glue down. Right down the middle here. Okay. And I'm going to position this at the bottom level that I wanted first and then stick it up, because at that point I can, if it's too long, I can trim it, because it's not going to matter up here if it goes all the way up, because I'm going to cover that. So I just want this to look like a little tail. And then I can take some more of the same leftover pieces of ribbon and create some loops. And I got some chenille stems that I've cut in half here that I've got ready. So I'm just going to take this piece here, meet the ends together, and then down to the center, like so. And then just tie that down and make a bow out of that. Okay? And now I want this one, and I don't have very much of this ribbon left over, as you can see. It's not very much. I'm going to trim this little bit off. And then get these two ends together so that I can see where the middle part is. Excuse me, I should get these correctly folded. And I'm going to go ahead and cut these little ends as well. This is the middle. It doesn't have to be exact. Make a little loop. Pinch it. Make a loop from the other side now. Pinch it, and that makes another little bow. I want to put this one here, but I also want to combine this other ribbon. I want lots of ribbon on there, but I wanted to use whatever was left of that one because I thought that was really pretty. Okay, so now I'm going to take this one and measure out what would be 2 tails and just cut that off right there. And then again, fold the ends, and I'm going to take half of a chenille, pinch this right there in the middle where I had folded it, grab it, and the reason that we're doing that is so that we create this effect, and then we have something to stick down. Put lots of glue and push it in. I want to make sure that everything gets glued, not just to the pine. And now you're seeing me stick my hands in there, but I got a little fan blowing here, so it's drying out my glue pretty fast. So don't be alarmed. Okay, so all I'm doing is just kind of like folding up the ribbon a little bit, put a little dot of glue there, sticking it down so it doesn't move around too much on me. Another dot of glue right about there. Stick that down. I think that looks really pretty. I'm going to take these little bells now and take them off of this hanger thing. So the longest one, glue it down, and not so high because I'm going to put some little things here, little ornaments. With the next one, let me put more ribbon there. Or more glue there, I should say. Alright, so I've got this other ribbon as well, and I've already done these 2 tails. Now I want to get the rest of it and just make as many loops as I can from this. So I'm going to pinch it, and I'm going to try to make these loops just a little bit bigger than that one, so they come out from behind. Now the Dollar Tree does have some bows that are already made. You can certainly use those instead. 6 loops, which is awesome. And I'm going to have a little bit of a tail, and that's good. And now I'm going to glue down this bow with this one little tail. You could trim that off. You don't have to have that. Of course, you might do yours a little different. I want to go ahead and put this bow right up here, right with this other burlap, but I do want this burlap to show. And I'll just put this little ribbon kind of coming down like that. Put a little glue there, and that'll cover up, you know, where these other ribbons were, you know, ending. Okay, I need more glue to make sure it stays in place. Okay, and then this is the one that I was gluing down. So these 2, I'm going to separate them, one upward, one down. And then we can poof them up because they're wire. And we can poof up the bow. If you don't feel comfortable that it's going to stay on there, get yourself, and I'm going to go ahead and do that, either floral wire or 2 chenille stems. And I'm going to tie these 2 chenille stems, twist them really well, and then take the 2 ends and then twist onto that one and to this one. And then what you could do is just get it in there, go behind your candy canes, and just tie it up real good. And then leave let me turn this around, leave these ends here, and then you can create a loop with them by tying the ends together, and then like that and like that. And now you've created a loop in the back where you could either hang it from a wreath hanger that you put over your door, or if you have something on your wall like a 3M command hook, or if you have a nail or a tack you can hang it from, use that. Okay, so now we can turn it around and see how pretty our bow looks. We don't want to poof it up too much because we're probably going to squish it. And I want to put some little ornaments on it. I have the Santa, and I'm going to trim it right at the very top. Get that little ribbon off of there. I'm not going to need, I want the Santa Claus right on here. Let's see. Or do I want this ribbon? I think I want that ribbon above him. So let me go ahead and put some glue right here. It's kind of hiding that burlap one, but I don't mind. That's just giving that whole part lots of body. Okay, and you can tie this one down the same way as we did the other bow. Lots of glue right here where I've glued all that other stuff. Lots and lots of glue. Probably more than what you see me putting here. A lot more. And that's where you want a big glue gun with your big thick glue sticks. Okay. And then I'm just going to glue that right in the middle. And bring these little tails down like so. Now you can poof up the bow. Look how pretty that's looking. I love it. Okay, I have this other little ornament here, and I'm going to trim that off too. I'm going to put this snowflake ornament right on Santa, and the reason that I like the snowflake ornament, it's not only because it looks like a burlap, but see where it says ho 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 on Santa? I don't know if I like that on his beard, so I'm going to get these 2 bits of the snowflake to cover that up. So just put lots of glue. Again, all over. Just like that. I think it looks really cute. So now I can take this stem that I got with these pines and the little berries, and I was more interested in them than I was of the leaves, but I'm going to go ahead and just take everything off. I'd rather tuck it down here under the snowflake. Put this one right there. These extra leaves. Just going to tuck them back here behind his little head. Alright, put that right in there as well. And then I've got some little berries here. And I'm just going to cut them as well. A little bit of glue on it. Stick it in wherever you like. Okay, just going to finish doing that. I have finished decorating my candy cane. You can decorate yours any way you want. Let me go ahead and move the camera so that you can see it a little bit better. All right, everyone, here is my finished Dollar Tree candy cane wall decor. I love it. I love the colors that I decided to do this in, and I'm really happy that I did wrap up the candy canes. Now you may decide not to wrap them up, or you may decide to paint them. I'm going to give myself a big old thumbs up. Give me a big old thumbs up. Leave a nice comment down below saying what you're going to do if you plan on making this, and are you going to paint it, leave it in their candy cane color state, or are you going to wrap it up with some ribbon? And thank you all very much for subscribing to my channel. If you haven't already subscribed, please go ahead and hit that subscribe button right now, and also the notification bell, because I do put up videos every Tuesday and every Friday, and it has been crafts for now. And of course, after the holidays, I'll go back to Friday recipe videos. So I am also throwing here and there some extra little videos for you. I also want to do some videos with some kids crafts, so that's going to be coming up soon. So make sure you subscribe and hit that notification bell, and don't forget to share on your social medias. And as always, enjoy.